Dear friends, my greetings to you all. I, Srindrapal Nosh, am going to present you two short poems. Both poems are in English. Their titles are first, The Cycle of Life and Death, and second, My Garden, My Happiness. My garden, my happiness. First, the poem, The Cycle of Life and Death. Friends, the cycle of life and death has been in existence since the birth of this universe. Over many centuries, man has made many discoveries and hundreds of inventions, but it has not been able to unearth the mystery of death, nor it has been able to achieve or have a nectar which can make man immortal and live forever. This poem highlights some facets of this mystery of life and death. Gentlemen, presenting you the cycle of life and death. The poet says, "To my room I fetch some flowers every day. To my room I fetch some flowers every day, and next morning see them wither away. To my room I fetch some flowers every day, next morning see them wither away. I feel sad, perforce they had to go to make room for those who come tomorrow. Perforce they had to go and make room for those who come tomorrow." Friends, within every being there is a tiny spark. Every being, man, animals, birds, every being, there is a spark, tiny spark, which sages say has been lit by God. In every being, there is a tiny spark which is lit, sages say, by God. It burns long in some, it burns some in short. It burns long in some, it burns some in short. So in some it burns bright, in other it remains dark. Then one day the cycle of life comes to a stop. One day the cycle of life comes to a stop. The man lies dead and the spark merges with God. The man lies dead and the spark merges with God. Friends, the men, animals, birds and flowers, the men, animals, birds and flowers, none live in this world forever. The men, animals, birds and flowers, none live in this world forever. They all come for a short time, they all come for a short stay, play their role and fade away. They all come to the world for a short stay, they play their role and then fade away. And my next two important lines, he says, from where they come and where they go. From where they come, where they go, nobody has ever known, nobody will ever know. From where they have come and where they go, nobody has ever come to know and nobody will ever know. Then in the end, poet says, the cycle of life and death will run as ever. Cycle of life and death will run as ever, till there is born a man so clever, who will defy the nature and say, no man or flower will know wither away. I'll repeat this very important lines. The cycle of life and death will run as ever, till there is born a man so clever, who will defy the nature and say, no man or flower will know wither away. Then the poet asks himself, he says, but will this ever happen? That is, will there be a man who will defy the nature and say, he says, will this ever happen? And his own reply, no, perhaps never. Therefore, cycle of life and death will continue forever. The cycle of, therefore, the cycle of life and death will continue forever, continue forever, continue forever. Friends, now I'll present you the second poem, My Garden, My Happiness. In this poem, poet highlights the beauty of his garden, which he says is a great source of joy, happiness and solace to him. Please enjoy this short, delightful poem. Poet says, my happiest moments each day are those. My happiest moment each day are those when in my garden I delightfully behold. When in my garden I delightfully behold rows of lovely flowers, swing and roll, roses, lilies, tulips and marigold. When my garden I delightfully behold rows of lovely flowers, swing and roll, roses, lilies, tulips and marigold. He says, divine bliss touches my soul when I walk on my garden's soft green grass. Divine bliss touches my soul when I walk on my garden's soft green grass and watch tender plants dance with wind and little birds happily chirp and sing. And little bird happily chirp and sing. And in the end he says, whenever my mind is not at ease, whenever my mind is not at ease, it is in my garden that I always seek happiness, solace, and blissful peace, because my garden is always my friend indeed. In happiness, solace, and blissful peace, it is my garden that I always seek happiness, solace, blissful peace, because my garden is always my friend in need, always my friend in need. Friends, I thank you from my heart. May God bless you and you have a lot of happiness in your life. Jai Hind. Jai Hind.